Sorry, Jedediah, no snow NATO this time around, but we got a decent amount of rain. That's a big plus. Almost as exciting as a snow NATO, isn't it, Jedediah? Your family would agree, I'm sure. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm wave meteorologist Brian Goode. It is 9:48 on this Thursday. Yes, we made it. We got to a rain event. That was certainly some good news. Good soaking rainfall. Yes, I saw a lot of your comments. The lightning last night was, not much to really play around with there. The poor Dobie and Dandy were sometimes they're not always in a cuddly mood, but last night they were basically wrapped around my head, over my ear. So I didn't get much sleep last night, just to make sure they were comfortable, which is what you got to do, right, when you have the family pet. But it was certainly one of those active nights. I love storms like that. As long as we don't get any damage or anything, it's nice to hear some rain in general, but a little bit of rolling thunder always helps as well. But we'll talk about rain totals in a second. We're going to talk about what is next in this weather pattern and what we've been talking about for 2 weeks now, 2 weeks, aiming for a certain time period of change. And we're getting stronger data on that today, which I'll share with you guys here in just a second. As always, you can comment on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as well. Your comments will make it there. So make sure to give a shout out. I believe even on Twitch, if you're on that, your comments will show up. So more on that in just a second. Let me start with, how about a lovely, well, it may not look lovely, but it is lovely, right? This is a Sky Tri camera over into Bardstown, Kentucky. We're looking where we've had some spotty showers moving on by. We're not done with the rain yet, guys. We still got some more to deal with. It's not going to be as widespread as what we had during last night and early this morning, but we have some. Now, in Louisville, since midnight, just under half inch, although technically there was a little bit of rain right before midnight, so the entire event was a half inch of rain. By far the biggest rain event we've had for the month of September. Not even close to getting rid of the drought status. We needed about roughly, especially between, I would say, the metro through about Frankfort, Lexington area, that zone. The last time I had, and what we call a Palmer index, was coming in about 3.5 inches of what you guys would need to get out of that zone. So this is not going to get you out of that, but it certainly will help. We'll take it. More than 0.6 as you head toward St. Matthews. Even a big difference in the east side of Jefferson County. Fort Knox, same story. Frankfort, a little over 1/4 inch. And Jasper, likely most of your rain was before midnight. It's the reason why it's not showing up. So let me switch to a different map and show you some of the metro numbers, and we'll get into the region here in a second. See some of the heaviest, it looks like it did fall into downtown. A couple of that little stronger cells moved right across the Ohio River into downtown Louisville, all the way into St. Matthews. Southern part of the county, Didn't do too bad. I think I got a little less than a half inch at my house. Some of the gauges are showing about 3/4 of an inch into southern areas of Jefferson County. For the rest of the state, when you look at this, don't look at the numbers. Not all the numbers do translate in a 24-hour window. So look at the colors more than anything. You can see, yeah, Jasper, you guys did get some rain, but most of that was, again, before the cutoff time. But most of these totals have been since midnight. So we've got nearly 2 inches in Hardensburg, inch and a half in E-Town, Campbellsville, nearly an inch of rain. Not all areas got the soaking rainfall, but we knew that there were going to be some areas, especially the north, that would not see as much as, say, Kentucky did. So that all played out nearly identical to what a lot of the modeling did say for this event that came through. If you have any rain totals, yeah, thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. 6/10, appreciate it. If you have any update on what you've got on the rainfall side in your own gauges, by all means, let me know. We do have some rain out there now, very spotty showers. I do want to do a quick update because I haven't even seen these yet, to be honest, because today is Thursday. So today is a drought update day. So let's click on it. And moderate drought for just about everybody. Now, that makes sense, moderate drought, but you got to keep in mind, you know what I'm going to say, the ground was sampled Tuesday when we had no rain. So this map does not include the rain we just had. So would it still be a moderate drought? Maybe a little more blotchy, I would think. But I think there would be pockets of it, but I do think we would still be in a drought scenario either way. At least I want to show you guys that because, again, it just updated right before I started the blog. So I want to make sure to at least mention that update did come through. All right, so let's look at the rain totals that out, or at least the rain now. We've got a few spotty showers in central and southern Kentucky, some off the east around Frankfort, and then back to the south and west where we've had some of the heavier rain kind of arcing right into western Kentucky down into Nashville. Some flood warnings have been issued for that. Again, some very impressive rain totals there. Meanwhile, to the north, not too much yet, but here's the thing. The low pressure itself is still spinning across Ohio, so there is still an opportunity to get a lobe or two of moisture that may try to pop one or two downpours this afternoon that'll kind of drop in like this. So we can't take the rain chance out completely today, so we're not done. It's just that the coverage has been significantly reduced, not reproduced, reduced. Maybe I should have got some sleep, and the dogs should have been up all night. It's probably the way this should have gone. Either way, some additional rainfall. We'll take it. It'll be welcome. Mostly cloudy skies mixed in with the sun at peaks every once in a while, but a few additional showers coming into play. I'm trying to keep with some of your questions. Marty, saw some pretty leaves there on the Cumberland Parkway. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, this is certainly one that's going to help hopefully promote brighter colors now in the fall season. Some of the trees have already lost their leaves because of the drought stress, but I do think we got this rain in a great time. It's not a ton of rainfall, but it is enough to help green out and promote, especially some of the golds and the yellows a little more than we've seen so far. So I think the next couple of weeks look pretty nice on the fall color side of things. Angie, I think you were asking about the tropics. I don't think I have a camera view all the way over there, so I apologize. All I can tell you is there is Philippe. It doesn't show within the satellite. Satellite cuts off here. Philippe's right in here, heading toward the Caribbean, but it's fallen apart. Will not make it. So that's good news there. And there's another tropical wave behind that if it were to get a name, it would be Rena. Rena will likely turn or stay a little more in the Atlantic. So there's nothing coming toward the United States. And so far, I haven't seen anything really try to form yet into the Gulf of Mexico. I know it's an area we've been watching. Still got thunderstorms in the Gulf. And with our front coming through, they came through last night. That's down in the Gulf. We need to watch that to see if there's any development that could take place. And that would include even the Carolinas. This entire zone would be prime for development. Very similar to what we saw with Ophelia. So we'll need to watch that in coming days. But right now, there's nothing threatening ongoing. So what's the game plan? Well, spotty downpours the rest of the afternoon that will be dropping in with that second lobe of moisture that will be dropping in from Ohio. Once those fade, one of our bigger issues for later tonight and tomorrow will actually be fog. And it could be thick enough and dense enough to allow for dense fog advisories. And I'm including Louisville in that. So tomorrow morning, we may wake up and have a difficult time getting around. So, yeah, keep an eye on the kids tomorrow morning. Plan ahead for slow traffic. And if you're traveling through your neighborhood where there's a lot of bus stops, watch for the kids carefully. It may be hard to see them walking through the fog and the setup. Some of the visibility numbers I'm already getting are coming in less than a quarter of a mile and some closer to zero. So, again, dense fog is likely tonight and early tomorrow, this kind of a setup. So use caution. It's not the only night, too. We may get another round Friday night into Saturday, but it'll be a lesser degree because the ground will dry out a little more during the day on Friday to where by Saturday there's not as much moisture, but still some fog could easily develop. That's about the only issue weather-wise we'll be tracking. Once we get rid of the rain today, it will be fog for a couple of days. Otherwise, we warm things up and, dare I say, heat things up. It's going to get quite warm once again for the weekend into next week, mid to maybe even upper 80s, but it's going to get warm. But look what's happening. We've been tracking this for a while. This idea of getting the front, the low pressure itself that would dig all the way from the North Pole into central Canada, where you can't see. Actually, you know what? Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. Hold on. Let me see if this button will work. It did. I'm excited. Okay. What you're witnessing is one low pressure. It's going to move across the Great Lakes, but the flow, we call this a cross-polar flow. The amount of cold air coming in from the North Pole is going to absolutely dive and sink. Boy, this would be brutal if it were January. It's going to dive and sink right into the lower 48. Now, the subtropical jet is still strong enough across the southern United States. It will basically be a brick wall for it. So it'll dive, it'll hit it, and then it'll have to turn and quickly leave town. So it's not a cool pattern that's got staying power to it, but it will be a decent shot of chilly air. They'll be dropping in, I would say, a week from today or Friday, something close to that is when it should arrive. You're going to ask already, I know, will we get severe weather on the leading edge of that? I don't know that yet. It's too early to talk about how much moisture is going to be available for that ahead of the front, but strong agreement. CFS, props to it for sniffing this out 2 weeks ago, and it has really been holding strong the idea that this would be the case for us for mid-October here to get this blast of cool air. Will it be enough to get to a frost level? That part I don't know. But I think it's going to get chilly. Chilly is the right word to say how this will move on through. So it'll blast through roughly next Thursday and Friday. We'll see if we get thunderstorms out of that, and then maybe some rain and snow. Rain and snow for the Great Lakes. I had to pause for a minute because it triggers me. Rain and snow for the Great Lakes, nothing major for them, but you can see the chilly air just kind of settles into the Ohio Valley. But again, the pattern is not exactly completely blocked yet for that to lock in, so it should begin to lift on out of here. Here's an example. This is actually the Euro ensembles showing that trough that digs in. So I'm seeing the same thing on the GFS, same thing again with the CFS. So a cool blast of air. How cool are we talking? How cool are we talking? Well, let's take a gander. Mid to upper 80s next week, and there goes the drop with the front. Highs on Friday, may even fall. Right now, I'll go 75. 60s for highs, and I'm being generous right now for highs next Saturday, maybe 70 next Sunday. There could be some light rain on the backside, depending on that bowling ball dives down. That's possible. But lows at night easily into the 40s. And if we were to get a clear sky with this, which may be a challenge with this kind of upper low, we may not get clear skies. If we were to get clear skies, we'd easily be in the 30s, and we would be talking about a frost. But I think it would be mainly cloudy, so we're thinking 40s right now. But that could all change. At least now in the 10-day, we have the drop to an autumn pattern setting up. You guys know, a little bit of light rain and cool weather like that, Huber's is going to be really packed. So I would try to go during the week if you can, because everyone's going to be wearing their hoodies and ready to go to pick out their pumpkins there next weekend. So there you go. It's nice, right? So another change coming our way for us. What'd you say, Amanda? Another migraine next week. It's been bad for migraines lately. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that. That certainly, if you have sinus pressure, sinuses have been bad with long, very dry air that we've had. Very calm, warm days, dry air, very bad for your sinuses. Allergies don't help any. They just add to it whatsoever. Kathy Bots, in case you guys are new to the blog, BOTS stands for Bring on the Snow. You will see that acronym a lot, a whole lot, maybe even some bumper stickers. Good morning, everybody. Okay, everybody good? Everyone excited? Got to be excited, right? Maybe tomorrow when I'm on, I'll have some even better news how that'll play out. There is some long-term data that did come out for the winter, but I told you guys I got to wait. I got to wait until Halloween to release it all. But it's a mix of good and bad, but certainly it's not entirely bad for those of you that love snow. And I'll just leave it at that. All right, guys, have a good one. I get ready for the midday show coming up at 11 a.m. Let us know if you pick up any more of those downpours this afternoon, and certainly send us any of your reports tomorrow morning on the fog rolling through the area, because it will be quite soupy for the next couple of days. Take care, everyone. I'll see you all on the flip side.